1 week has passed since the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history.
He's gone, but he's never going to be forgotten.
How people in Orlando are honoring the 49 victims tonight. Dozens are at a Frankfurt church paying tribute to those victims. We'll take you to the service.
It's very scary because it's quiet over here.
Investigators in Franklin County are still trying to figure out what led up to the deaths of 2 women. We're talking to their neighbors.
This is WKYT News at 6.
We are remembering 49 lives lost 1 week ago. Thanks for watching WKYT. I'm Kristen Kennedy. Tonight, tens of thousands are expected to attend a community vigil in Orlando, Florida. The U.S. Attorney General is preparing to release new information about their investigation into the mass shooting. CBS's Weijia Zhang is in Orlando, and she has our top story at 6.
Church bells rang in downtown Orlando at 2:02 a.m. Sunday, exactly 1 week since a gunman went on a rampage in a gay nightclub and killed 49 people.
He's gone, but he's never going to be forgotten.
Madeline Obregon worked with Luis Vielma at Universal Studios. Like many, she went to church to find peace. Several services included a moment of silence.
It's very, very important that people come together and show love and forget about that hate that's out there, you know, even if it's for a little while.
The community is setting up for a fundraiser and candlelight vigil on Sunday evening. Tens of thousands are expected to march through this popular Orlando park, coming together not only to grieve, but to demand action.
We need a background check on every gun sale in America. That's not happening.
As the gun control debate continues, U.S. Attorney General Loretta Lynch is intensifying the investigation.
Tomorrow, we will be releasing a partial transcript of the killer's conversations from within the nightclub with the Orlando negotiators.
Lynch plans to meet with survivors and investigators in Orlando on Tuesday, a city that clearly needs more time to heal. Weijia Zhang, CBS News, Orlando, Florida.
Dozens of Kentuckians took time this afternoon to remember the victims of last week's shooting. The Church of the Ascension in downtown Frankfurt held a prayer vigil for them. WKYT's Caitlin Sentner is there and continues our top story team coverage.
Each victim's name read aloud and then a bell tolled in their memory. It's been just over a week since 49 people died in Orlando, and communities all over the nation continue to grieve. Nearly 100 from all walks of life gathered at the Church of the Ascension. Anger and sadness following the deadly shooting. Also saying Pulse nightclub is a place where the LGBTQ community was supposed to feel safe and to have fun. Those who attended the service say they'll continue on with prayer.
I think I'll continue in some ways as if it didn't happen. You know, we'll still go out and we'll not be afraid, but we'll also go forward in prayer.
Now, I talked to a man following the service who didn't want to go on camera, but he had actually just moved to Frankfurt 2 weeks ago from Orlando. He says any of those nights that he was in Orlando, he would have been at Pulse nightclub. He had 2 friends that died in the shooting and says although he's sad, life does have to go on. Live in Frankfurt, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
Caitlin, thank you. Frankfurt's mayor read a letter from Orlando's mayor. We will hear from him tonight on WKYT News at 11, and the CBS Evening News will take a closer look at the latest developments on the shooting coming up at 6:30. There are still a lot of questions out there about a double homicide in Franklin County. Deputies found 2 women dead inside a home on Pea Ridge Road Friday. Frankfurt police are investigating a suicide that may be connected to the case. WKYT's Sean Moody is talking to neighbors of the 2 women.
We're still working to find out more about this case. For example, who these 2 women were and whether or not this shooting was related to another case that Frankfurt police are working. While those questions remain, some people who live nearby say they're uneasy. The investigation began Friday evening. A Franklin County Sheriff's deputy said they found 2 women with gunshot wounds to the head at a home on Pea Ridge Road.
It's very scary because it's quiet over here.
This woman lives nearby and didn't want her name or face shown. She said she didn't know the women in that home, but said it's still alarming for people who live in the area.
It just makes you think, it makes you more aware to double check your surroundings and your home
Also on Friday, Frankfort police investigated a suicide near Washington Street. According to the Frankfort State Journal, Franklin County Coroner Will Herod said the man who police believe shot himself there was related to one of the women who was shot at the home on Pea Ridge Road. None of the 3 people who died have been identified. Deputies said a medical examiner's report should be available on Monday. In Frankfort, Sean Moody, WKYT.
The sheriff plans to release more information about the case when the state medical examiner's report is complete. State police are looking for men wanted for a deadly shooting in Knox County. Early Saturday morning, troopers found a man with a gunshot wound in the middle of Right Fork East Creek Road. They rushed him to a nearby hospital where he died. A neighbor ran to the victim after he heard gunshots. He said he wished he could have done more to help.
Well, it makes me feel good that, he had a good chance to live, but I mean, it makes me feel really bad knowing that, someone lost their kid.
That neighbor says 3 men came up to his door moments before the shooting. Troopers still haven't released the victim's name. One of 2 men injured in a crash in Madison County is fighting for his life. The coroner says 41-year-old Dorothy Stewart was driving on Barnes Mill Road when she lost control. She died at the scene. 2 men in the car with her went to UK hospital. One of the men, 22-year-old Quincy Dean, is out of the hospital. The other, 26-year-old William Anderson, is in critical condition. The coroner believes excessive speed was a factor in that crash. Investigators in Boyle County are trying to figure out what caused a fire at a home early this morning. The fire started around 4 on Beach Street in Danville. Firefighters were on the scene for several hours. Everyone inside the house was able to get out safely. No one was hurt, but crews say the house is destroyed. And check out this video from an ambulance fire on Interstate 75 overnight in Rockcastle County. This is cell phone video of the moment the ambulance burst into flames near mile marker 69. The Mount Vernon Fire Department says the ambulance was with Rural Metro EMS and was returning to Lexington without a patient. Luckily, the first responders inside got out safely. New tonight, Lexington police have arrested a man accused of robbing a Radio Shack. Police say 31-year-old Sean Pittman walked into the Radio Shack on New Circle Road swinging a sock full of rocks. Police say Pittman got away with some cash and more than $10,000 in electronics. They later caught him in the Lexmark parking lot. They say he was pushing the electronics in a Walmart shopping cart. Pittman is charged with robbery. It is the last official day of spring. We are tracking warm temperatures for the start of summer tomorrow. WKYT's Mike Linden is taking a look at the work week forecast.
Well, Kristen, as you touched on, today is the last full day of the spring season. Even though it's felt and looked a lot like the summer the past few days, today, Father's Day, no exception. A look at our live sky camera, a beautiful scene outside, although there's a big difference. We're seeing clouds today as opposed to yesterday when we hardly saw much of anything. That goes to show you that humidity and therefore moisture is returning to the forecast. A look across the region. Man, we warmed up today, huh? The mid to high 80s across the state, 87 in Fayette County, 88 in Jefferson County, and most spots are warmer than normal. Southeastern Kentucky right around normal in the mid to low 80s, but nonetheless, it is still felt a lot different from yesterday thanks to that added humidity. A look at the Defender radar network, not really seeing very much of anything. Despite the clouds, we're not seeing any active weather. That's certainly a good thing here moving forward as high pressure stays with us at least through the evening. But big changes are on the way for the start of the summer season. We are looking at a stormy and steamy start to the upcoming season. And coming up, I'll take you hour by hour and show you what's to come.
A Southern Kentucky animal shelter needs help caring for 9 abandoned puppies. Shelter leaders rescued the litter Thursday in a ditch in Laurel County. They say employees at a nearby water company found them. WKYT's Sabira Rayford talked to volunteers.
It may not look like it from the outside, but volunteers at the Laurel County Animal Shelter got this space to help with the overpopulation of unwanted pets in the area.
Just a few days ago, a litter of 4-week-old puppies were left in a ditch in Laurel County. Workers in the area found the box and called the animal shelter. Originally, there were 10 puppies, but one did not survive. The volunteers at the shelter are a part of a group called Friends of Laurel County Animal Shelter. Volunteers tell us the shelter is extremely overcrowded and they need all the help they can get. Each volunteer has a role to help rescue animals in need. Some volunteers say they travel all over the region to get the animals placed in a good home. Heather Jackson is a volunteer that rescues animals from Clay County and Laurel County.
We will pick the animals up and take them home, bath them, nurse them if we need to, feed them, and eventually get them adopted out.
If you would like to volunteer, you can visit the Friends of Laurel County Animal Shelter Facebook page. In Laurel County, Sabir Rayford, WKYT.
Jackson says so far this year she's fostered 89 dogs in her home. Here's a little glimpse into what Lexington firefighters do after putting out a fire. They play ball. A neighbor decided to teach a Lexington firefighter and a police officer how to play soccer. Both men were waiting outside a burnt home that investigators were taking a look at. They kicked the ball around for a few minutes before crews went back into the building to make sure it was safe for its occupants. Still to come on WKYT, check your email. There may be free tickets in your inbox. We'll explain why Ticketmaster is reaching out to old customers.
I was on a bad road before I got put in foster care.
Now, through a new program,
We just wanted to do something innovative. We wanted to do something impactful.
she's able to give back to those who helped her.
I wouldn't be in college if I hadn't been put in foster care.
Fostering Success, Monday at 6 on WKYT.
I see the uncertainty in people's eyes, but that only fuels me more. For me, it's more than a job, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to give you a healthy mouth.
You know, we've got a lot in common.
Thanks, Danica.
Right here.
Aspen Dental wants you to make a pit stop for our grand opening with free exams and x-rays for patients without insurance. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL because your mouth is our mission.
Everything grown on Jonathan Lawler's farm goes to feed those in need.
We saw a need and we realized that, we could do something.
John Lawler here, you're our hero for helping those that can't help themselves. Thank you. Made in small batches using family farm fresh dairy, our concrete mixer is the hero's welcome.
Our goal is to raise 500,000 pounds of produce to distribute to food banks here in central Indiana.
Here's to the Lawlers.
Hey, honey. You remember to lock the Buick, right?
Of course I do. I'll never forget that. The Buick Remote Link app, now available in every Buick.
You closed all the apartment windows, too.
Come on. Really?
You're the best.
Pay no interest for 5 years, plus get $1,900 purchase bonus cash on the 2016 Encore. Visit your Bluegrass Buick dealer today.
At Baptist Health, we want you to know the facts. Visit BaptistHealthTalks.com to view a video of neonatologist Tanya Reed and learn more about our new North Tower. Baptist Health Lexington. Be a healthier you.
Ready for summertime thrills? Kentucky Kingdom, the Thrill Park, Hurricane Bay, the Water Park. 2 great parks at one low price. Save $10 at your local Kroger. Day tickets only $39.95.
Pick up boneless pork chops for $2.99 a pound. And blueberries, raspberries, or blackberries are 3 for $5. Fresh food, low prices at Kroger.
This new Rallies and Checkers strawberry smoothie is perfect for air conditioning my insides. That's heat-busting goodness for a super chill price. Introducing fruit and cream smoothies and Kool-Aid slushies. Rallies and Checkers. Fast foodies know the deal.
Discover Summer will make this summer fun, active, and educational. Pick up your map to adventure at any Lexington Public Library location. Earn points by attending a library program or trying a new library service. Find a complete list of how to earn points at lexpublib.org/discoversummer. Complete your map to adventure by earning 100 points before July 31st and turn in your completed map at any library location to earn a prize and enter for even bigger prizes.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you. Follow WKYT on Twitter. Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Mike Linden.
The final day of the season has been one to remember. Of course, today Father's Day as well, and it has looked beautiful all day long. Across the state, we're seeing nothing but mostly sunny skies. And here in Lexington, Well, more of the same. Now, the big change, of course, are the clouds. A little puffier out there today as humidity is beginning to work its way back into the bluegrass, and that means moisture is beginning to make a bit of a comeback. No such active weather on the Defender radar network, but if we take a wider look, high pressure still present and still keeping us relatively clear of that cloud cover. Although as it begins to work its way away from us, that moisture is returning slowly but surely to the bluegrass. The next system to impact us, though, is off to our northwest. This rather large cold front will get here as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, and with it, it's going to shake things up dramatically. Of course, with us being warm, with that cooler, drier air coming in, that's the perfect instability for thunderstorms, and it looks like that's going to set things off as we head into the next few days. But right now, we still are in that mid to high 80s range, the humidity rising, so it's starting to feel a lot more like summer, and temperatures like this will certainly make it feel like that. But as we head into the overnight hours, that's where things are going to change up. As we head into around 11 o'clock this evening, falling all the way back to the lower 70s. So still even late into the evening, things are looking great to spend time with Dad. Moving into the start of the brand new work week, the first official day of the summer season, starting off much like how we started out at 11 o'clock at night. This is 8 o'clock in the morning, below 70s. We continue to see those temperatures rising, and into our afternoon get back to very similar to where we are today, the mid to high 80s. Notice that moisture now beginning to spark up some potential scattered showers out there. But the models have been kind of finicky the past couple of days picking up on these scattered showers. More than likely, it's just going to feel more humid at the surface, and we won't see much of the showers. That's going to change, though, as we head into Tuesday. Look at this warm start, the mid-70s, but then as we head into our afternoon and that front dives in from the north, that's where the thunderstorm chances start to arrive, and that will hang with us not only Tuesday, but look at this bad boy coming in on Wednesday morning and hanging with us into the afternoon. So scattered storms certainly going to become part of this the early summer picture here, and as I touched on, that humidity slowly rising here the next few days. So even if the thermometer is going to say the upper 80s or even mid 80s on Monday, not going to feel much like it. In fact, it could feel a little bit warmer than that thanks to the added humidity. But notice once that front gets here, temperatures get knocked down just a bit before we recover into the second half of the work week. But overall, Kristen, it looks like things are going to be a little bit better for us there at the start of the work week for the first official day of summer.
Not a bad way to start summer.
That's right.
Thank you, Mike. We have a consumer alert to pass along tonight. If you bought a ticket from Ticketmaster in the last 20 years, you may have some free tickets waiting for you. The company settled a class action lawsuit last month. The lawsuit claimed Ticketmaster overcharged customers with processing and shipping fees. They've agreed to give people who bought tickets between 1999 and 2013 discount codes and free ticket vouchers. Check your inbox. Ticketmaster will be emailing anyone who is eligible. Rob Bromley's in next with sports, and Rob, it is a big night for two NBA teams.
The final basketball game is finally here. Game 7, Cavs and Warriors. We'll look ahead to it. And the talk this week will be about the draft. Jamal Murray, Skal Labissiere, both projected lottery picks. We'll talk about the big night Thursday when we come right back with sports.
Get the credit approval you deserve at the all-new Big M Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Nicholasville. If you have a job and $199, you can be approved today. During the Drive and Discover event 2016, Jeep Cherokee's $199 a month. Visit BigMSuperstore.com.
CareSource insures thousands of members in Kentucky. But we're not built on numbers. We're built on compassion and care. Our commitment? People over profit. CareSource. Caring for the Commonwealth.
I feel like it's important to connect with the customers because you never know what somebody might be going through. I want to make sure that I'm giving them the experience that they deserve. I'm a pharmacy technician. You have a lot of responsibility because people's health is on the line. It's just being accurate, it's being focused. It's a good pressure. Kroger has always put people first. Just whoever walks through those doors, we just try to do whatever we can to put them first and make them feel special. Treating everybody with the same, genuine care that I would want somebody to treat me with. I'm Deontay and I work at the Frankfurt East Kroger.
Lexington Overstock Warehouse is open this weekend to the public for our huge mattress liquidation sale. Get quality name brand mattresses at incredibly low prices. Save big on our huge selection this weekend, including the best deals on our luxurious Restonic models. Go to LexingtonOverstockWarehouse.com for more details.
All right, come on everybody, it's time to go.
Getting more for your money is simpler than you might think. When you shop at Kroger, you get low prices throughout the store, weekly specials, great value from our quality brands, digital coupons, and even fuel points to help you save at the pump. No spin, just savings.
With low prices and weekly deals, saving is so easy at Kroger. Come in and cross more off your list for less. Just look for the tags and save. Great food, low prices at Kroger.
I just heard my favorite fries are now only $1. Like I needed another reason to want that seasoned, crispy goodness. You guys had me at fries. You guys always get me with the fries. Small, medium, or large fries, only $1, but not for long. Checkers and Rallies. Fast foodies know the deal.
At Stanley Steamer, we go beyond carpet cleaning. We're also experts at cleaning tile and ground. Our high-pressure equipment extracts dirt powerfully, yet safely, with far better results than mopping. We can even seal or recolor your ground for a fresh look. Call now about our tile cleaning special.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Save thousands at the all-new Big M Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Nicholasville, where you get 25% off MSRP on all the remaining new 2015s in stock. That's up to $14,000 off MSRP. Make the short drive to Big M Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram today.
It will all be decided tonight. Cavs and Warriors, Steph Curry against LeBron, Game 7 of the NBA Finals out in Oakland. Now the Cavs even the series at 3 apiece Thursday. The Warriors would have to be considered the favorite. Home teams in Game 7 of the NBA Finals, 15-3. No road team has been able to do it since the Bullets back in 1978. The Warriors led the series at 1.31. It will be a big disappointment if they can't do it tonight on the home court.
That was our goal from the beginning. We're here on Game 7 with a chance to do it. We've had 2 chances already and haven't gotten it done. 48 minutes to do it, so if we come up short, we'll all be very, very, very disappointed.
I came back for a reason. That's to bring a championship to the city of Cleveland, to the Northeast Ohio, to all of Ohio and all Cavalier fans in the world. That's been one of my goals. But I don't add too much more pressure on it. I go out and trust what I've been able to do, the work I've put into it, my teammates have put into it, and you go out there and see what happens.
NBA Draft Week is here, and we will be right there to cover it Thursday night at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. All along, Kentucky's Jamal Murray has been projected to go high. ESPN analyst Chad Ford talked about the draft last week. He said Murray could go as high as number 3 to Boston. Phoenix, unlikely to take him at number 4.
Murray will go 3 to 7. He's got a pretty narrow range right now. It's going to come down more to team need than it is on necessarily ranking talent. I think as far as talent goes, Murray has the ability to be the best perimeter scorer in this draft. I think that he's going to be a 20-point-per-game scorer in the NBA and one of the best shooters in this draft.
Now, there are many question marks surrounding Skal Labissière, but he is still projected to be a lottery pick. Ford projects him to go as high as 7 to Denver, as low as 13 to Phoenix. Orlando at 11, he says, is the most likely spot. Skal can shoot the ball, stretch the floor, protect the rim. Ford says he thinks teams will take a chance.
You start to look at Skal and say, look, if Skal hits, he could be Channing Frye. He might even be better than Channing Frye. And if that's the case, he's worth gambling, even if it ends up being that he can't play. And I think that's why you'll see Milwaukee at 10, Orlando at 11, Utah at 12, and Phoenix, who now have a second first-round pick in the lottery, just go ahead and roll the dice and gamble. So I think he's got a really safe range there. How he pans out as a player, man, I really think anybody that says they know is guessing.
Willie Cauley-Stein just completed his first year in the NBA with Sacramento. He was back in the Bluegrass at the end of last week. There is no question things have been rocky out in Sacramento. George Karl fired in April as coach after a disappointing season. Dave Yeager replaced him, and that's a move that appealed to Willie.
The first 2 days, Coach Yeager was, named our coach. I had more conversations with him than I had, the whole year with Coach Karl, so that's big for me, because relationships is everything. So I feel like as long as our front office and our coaching staff and our team has the same, cool, respect relationship, then it's, you're just going to go as far as you can take it.
And the final round of the U.S. Open in progress at Oakmont in Pittsburgh. They had to come out, finish the first round early this morning. Irishman Shane Lowry came out, rolled in the birdie putt. He went to 6 under, and then at 17. This is his approach shot of the par 4, and he puts it in there very nicely. He finished off 17 with a birdie putt to move to 7 under for the championship. He had a 4-shot lead, and at 18 this morning, he needed this putt to save par, a round of 65. Lowry with a 4-shot lead over Dustin Johnson and Andrew Landry going into the final round. But right now, things have really changed. Play continuing at Oakmont, still a ways to go. Lowry has lost his lead. He played the front 9 at 3 over, then bogeyed 10. Dustin Johnson, can he finally win the major? 2 under on the front. He has moved out now to a 2-shot lead, but there is still a long, long ways to go at Oakmont. Stay with us. We'll wrap it up after the break.
A new door can make a huge compliment to windows and siding.
That's why Window World, America's largest home remodeling company,
carries patio doors, entry doors, and storm doors.
All backed by our lifetime limited warranty and guaranteed low price. Window World, simply the best doors for less.
Hey guys, lunch is here. It's on me, fellas.
With the Chase mobile app, Stephen Curry can send money to more people in less time.
Thanks, Steph. No problem.
Even to friends at a growing number of other banks.
You ready to go? Come on, fellas, let's go.
Easy to use Chase technology for whatever you're trying to master.
The sun will come out tomorrow.
For people with heart failure, tomorrow is not a given. But Entresto is a medicine that helps make more tomorrows possible.
Tomorrow, tomorrow.
I love you. Tomorrow.
In the largest heart failure study ever, Entresto helped more people stay alive and out of the hospital than a leading heart failure medicine. Women who are pregnant must not take Entresto. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren. If you've had angioedema while taking an ACE or ARB medicine, don't take Entresto. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high potassium in your blood.
Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow.
Ask your heart doctor about Entresto and help make tomorrow possible.
You're only a day away.
All summer long, your road to refreshment leads to Speedway. And now that Speedway's grown throughout the Midwest, Northeast, and Southeast, nobody has a handle on your summer fun better than Speedway. From the sunny shores of Florida to New York City, from the Carolinas to the New England coast, your road to refreshment leads to Speedway. And with your Speedway app, there's always a Speedway nearby and a chance to win prizes with every visit on your trip.
We're on your way, the convenience stores of Speedway.
Now, a 32-ounce Speedy Freezer fountain drink's just 89 cents.
On Tuesday, I buried my dentures under 23 tons of cement. And I really freaked out because I needed my mouth for a very important event. So I called Aspen Dental, got in right away, and they made my new choppers in just a few days. And thanks to that service, I'm happy to say, I ate the most hot dogs in history today.
With dentures starting at just $3.99 and ready in days, not weeks. Dentistry's never been easier. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL.
The Good Housekeeping Seal represents a promise.
From one of the most respected testing labs in America.
Window World is one of 3 companies in this entire nation whose windows have earned this seal.
Window World, simply the best for less.
Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $333 million, and Wednesday night's Powerball jackpot is $184 million. This was just great weather for Father's Day.
It truly was a wonderful day out there. But tomorrow, the first official day of the summer season, it is going to be even warmer, bordering on 90 degrees, and quite a few spots might even hit that mark. Humidity is rising too, so it's going to feel a little warmer than what thermometers indicate. But beyond that, things get a little messy. It is normal here in Kentucky to be tracking thunderstorms. It looks like we'll be doing that almost every day this work week.
And to be bringing that humidity back.
That's right.
Thanks for watching us right here on WKYT. Hope you'll join us again at 11 o'clock tonight.